So, I'm going to be reacting to the new RGG trailer from last week's Summer Games Fest. I actually was watching it live, and I started seeing this particular animation. I started seeing a particular animation style, and I was like, wait a second, is this RGG? And then I paused it, and I averted my eyes. So I haven't seen it. I've seen the first, like, 3 seconds, and that's it. But let's go ahead and jump in. Hopefully it's not too loud.
Peggy 18.
I pray with a song in my heart.
And it looks so good just from the few seconds I saw.
I'm feeling blue.
I'm assuming this is our protagonist. And this was called Project Century when it was first announced. So I'm thinking this is taking place in a previous century. Oh, I love the music. 1940s. Wow. 1940s, Sotembori! That is so cool! Oh my god. Is it like a detective game? Is it kind of like 40s Judgment? Ooh. Yeah, 1940s Yakuza is such an interesting concept. I love that. Oh shit! Point blank Molotov. Yes, throw them in the water. Mercy or no mercy? What? Oh. Can you kill?
Mako. Daito.
Daito. A Jap then, huh?
Huh? What subtitles are these? Is this the dub? Is this the English dub? Hold on. I'm confused. Those are the wrong subtitles. Give me a second.
Got a name?
Got a name. Okay, they're speaking.
Mako. Daito.
Mako Daito.
Daito. A Jap then, huh?
Don't I look like one?
You're not? So, what are you then?
Sana. 俺が知りてえや.
Stranger Than Heaven. Interesting. Okay. Huh. English jump scare. Well, the funny thing is, it was more a jump scare of whatever the language the subtitles were, because I was like, wait a second. I can't understand that. Interesting. Okay. Let's go back over here. And we can discuss. We can discuss. Intrigued by this game. I know. This looks really interesting. I remember being really interested initially as well. You know? I was like, this looks different. And I like that. Let's discuss. Okay, so yeah, the protagonist name, Mako Daito, is our new protag. Yeah, and it kind of was giving me like detective noir vibes, kind of, right? Because it's 1940s. It kind of seemed like he was trying to be like a detective and like look for clues and stuff. At least that's what I was getting from it. Of course, the combat looked nice. I liked that. I don't know. I love it. I love it. I'm totally open to a new protag, a new series, unless this is like a standalone, but... What's the title again? Stranger Than Heaven. I was about to get it! Stranger Than Heaven. That's an interesting title, too. Okay, in the trailer, there's 3 dates. 1915, 1929, and 1943. So people are theorizing this is the same guy from the Project Century trailer. Yeah, I mean, this is supposed to be what Project Century is. So it's not Project Century anymore. That was just like their work in progress title. So it is Stranger Than Heaven. That's the name. I really like that. Also, welcome in DNC. Right, yeah, it looks like LA Noire and Judgment had a child. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm getting from it. If you watch the last couple seconds at like 0.25 speed, you can see all the different logos. Oh, okay. I have to look at that. I have to look at that later. Theorizing it's obviously him. They have the same eyes. Yeah, probably. I mean, unless we have more than one protagonist, right? But this is Project Sentry. This is the game that they were teasing before. Just like apparently Maji Gaiden was called Project Sparrow, according to the game files. Project Sparrow! Interesting. Oh, like Jack Sparrow? No! Is that why? Rivo's giving me the most exasperated look you can imagine right now. Like Project Jack Sparrow? Because I was trying to think, like, what does Sparrow have to do with the pirate game? English to Japanese dub. Yeah, that's interesting. So we're gonna automatically get the dub. I knew it looked familiar, but is it really Sotenbori? It looked just like it. It looked just like it. There was one scene where they were on, like, the Sotenbori bridge. I'm pretty sure. Judgment, but old. We aren't in Kamurocho anymore. We're in Sotenbori instead. Yeah, it looked like it. No kids allowed, yeah. Yeah, I think, Snowiest Angelman? Sorry, I don't know this user. Had a video where he mentioned, okay. I do want to see how they tackle World War II Japan, especially since 1943 is when Japan started losing the war. Right. I am sure they're going to. You know, RGG, they always tackle complicated topics in their games, so I am sure they're going to bring up the war. It's in the 40s. I'm really interested to see, like, history of the Yakuza at that time. Because I learn a lot of things about Yakuza from Yakuza, which is not great, right? You shouldn't take all your history from a video game. So I take it all with a grain of salt. But, like, it kind of spurs me on to look up, like, okay, what about this is real and what isn't, you know? So I'm very interested to see, like, what the dynamics were back in the 40s. Because the furthest back we've seen in the series is, what, the 80s? The 1980s? So that's a whole 4 decades before. That's gonna be really interesting. And also I love, like, the outfits, like, the clothing of the time. Like, getting to see all these different things modeled in the game, I think is really cool. If that guy was 20 in 1915, he would be, like, in his 50s in the 40s, so it's possible. Yeah! I'm sure it's the same pro tag. I feel like they didn't look like World War II Japan, but admittedly I'm not super familiar with civilian World War II Japan. Yeah, I mean, I admittedly don't have a ton of knowledge either about what it looked like at the time. I know about the war itself and things like that, but about, like, how people day to day lived their lives at the time, I really don't know. So I guess we'll see. I'm sure there'll be some history buffs that will be able to be like, oh yeah, that's pretty accurate, or that's not accurate, you know, when it comes out. I'm excited. We obviously don't have a release date yet. I think they're kind of just showing us little bits and pieces, but I'm really excited to see more, and I'm excited to eventually play it someday. I mean, this is our next installment, right? Because the only other RGG game we have is Y0, the director's cut. So we have director's cut Y0, and then we have this. That's all we got right now. I know a ton of Japan was made of wood at the time. That's one reason why the firebombings were so effective. Right, that's a thing too. I don't know. I mean, the thing again also is, like, it's a video game, so I don't know. We'll see how accurate it actually is historically or not. I don't know. But I'm not an expert, so I won't be able to say anything on that. I'm probably gonna have to wait for people that know what they're talking about to start telling us. Looking forward to playing Stranger Than Heaven and meeting this Daito Blue Eyes White Dragon. Yeah, it was implying, I guess, that he's mixed, right? So that'll be very interesting to see how RGG tackles that as well. I'm interested. Even though Ichiban also is mixed, actually, as well. He's half Hawaiian and half Japanese, so it's actually not the first time. It'll be the second time. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I feel like they're implying that he's Japanese and white, right? I mean, is that what they're... I mean, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. We'll have to see. Ishin got me researching the Shinsengumi and finding out what the real parts were. Right. Yeah. I knew nothing about the Shinsengumi before I started playing Ishin. And even now, like, I don't know a ton, but I definitely know more than I did before I played that game. And a lot of it is, like, you know, enhanced for the video game, right? So there's a lot of, like, things that are different. And it's always been really interesting that I'm like, oh my god, Ryoma Sakamoto is so sexy. And then, like, someone outside of the fandom could be like, the historical Japanese figure in the Shinsengumi? Yeah, I'm writing a Ryoma Okita fanfic right now of the Japanese historical Shinsengumi. But like my thing, like I don't know that much. I remember at the time, like we were making jokes about spoilers of like, oh, don't spoil the end of Ishin for me, and then so I was like, you could just read a history book and it would spoil you. But here's the thing, I hadn't read that history book yet, so I didn't know. It's kind of like when you're watching an anime and you haven't read the manga yet, but the manga's been out for decades, right? You could say, you know, oh, how could I spoil you? The manga's been out for 50 years. I didn't read it. So I'm experiencing it the first time with the anime, okay? It's the same thing. Okay, similar, not same. His eyes were glowing. He's half dragon. That sounds like the premise for a fantasy book. Also with his eyes, if they're taking this into an immortal supernatural sci-fi dimension. Oh, that's another... I was just thinking it would be grounded in reality, but yeah, it could be something like that. I guess we'll see. I don't know. I feel like there's a 50% chance the eye glow is just for emphasis, but I do think it'd be cool to see RG tackle more supernatural stuff. Yeah, I'm open either way, if it's more realistic or supernatural, whatever. This has nothing to do with Yakuza and a separate IP. I'm more than okay with it, and I'm intrigued. Yeah, I spoiled a lot of Ishin by reading the history. Yeah, I didn't know anything, so it was all new for me. Apparently the history of it isn't even that accurate, so it still would have been a spoiler. Ah, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I mean, like, I don't know, I guess, like, a character dying, but I don't even know if that's accurate to history. Like, if they killed off all the characters that died historically to be accurate, I actually don't even know now. I don't know. I just remember when we went to Japan, we went to the name is escaping me now, but we went to the temple that's like the game based their temple on the real life place where the Shinsengumi were based. So we actually went there, you know, just because it's from the game, and I thought it'd be cool to get some pictures and stuff. And they had a little gift shop, and they had a little Okita pin. And so this old woman behind the counter was just thinking like, oh, they must really like history. So, you know, no, I'm afraid not. We're thirsty for fictional characters that are cosplaying these historical figures, but she didn't need to know that. She didn't need to know. I posted a picture of Dotonbori in the 40s. Ooh! Let me take a look. I know in some other media, don't remember which, they made Okita into a cute anime girl, so fans of that probably have the same problem. Oh yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard of that. Yeah, the Shinsengumi have been put into fiction for years, forever. This was just my first time ever engaging with something about the Shinsengumi, so... It was through Ishin. Gosh, where is it? Here we go. In the 40s. Yeah. I mean, it looks like the game from like the few seconds I remember. Wow. I think it's just gonna be a really cool setting. I'm excited. How much of Ishin is historically accurate? Probably like 20%. No idea. That made me realize we as a country in Argentina are missing the perfect chance to make a history fiction game about our own historical figures with homoerotic tendencies. There are a handful. Oh yes. I'm all for this! Can we talk Ishin spoilers? Yeah, I mean, now that we've said it, prefaced this, Ishin spoilers ahead. Yes. I mean, they had you fighting a giant ass dude. Yeah, that wasn't totally accurate. They pick and choose a lot of historical stuff, but added interesting details. The character Goro Hirayama was an actual Shinsengumi, and he even was missing his left eye. Oh, well, there you go. That's actually really cool. And technically, historically, they all died. Okay, Wolf. Yes. I will admit we all have an expiration date. Was it Mibudera? Yeah, Mibudera Temple. We went there. We found Okita. No. Kidding. Ryoma historically dies after being assassinated in the game. Essentially, no, he didn't, and continues the story, so it isn't super accurate. Yeah. So they pick and choose, yeah, just like what Oni was saying. They pick and choose what they want, and they tweak things here and there. But, you know, that's the joy of a video game, is like, it doesn't have to be one-for-one to history. It can just kind of, you know, you can play around with things. That's the whole point of art, right? They double cast a lot of canon characters as multiple historical characters. I see, yeah. That does make sense, though. And I think that's kind of cool that they were able to kind of, like, merge multiple figures into one to kind of, like, make it work for the story, so. Pretty cool. So that means even if you are a history buff about the Shinsengumi, you'll still be in for a surprise! Because things will not go as you think. Things will not be as they seem.